what should we watch? Yeah, let's watch this from Casey. Femcell God Hello Kitty Girl and keep K-pop Demon Hunter Casey edition. Let's go. Let's watch them. Let's have some fun. Let's leave all of that negative uh coverage, press, whatever. Yeah, it's literally me just japping to myself. Let's go. More reaction videos for me. Wow, great, Jay.
Hey, follow me.
But I'll die.
I'll dress up as a fairy.
Okay.
The movie begins in 1895.
And we're introduced to Dracula, who's a single daddy raising a baby girl named Mavis. Don't be sad, it won't bring your mommy back. So Dracula is an overprotective dad that wants to keep his daughter safe, but is also a control freak.
I want to go out there.
Is he trying to get rabies? Hell no. And from a young age, he brainwashes her to hate humans and talks about how humans are like the worst thing ever.
You know, now that I think about this, looking at this from a grown-up perspective, this is literally how racism is passed down upon in family. Is by teaching others that, you see this group of people, they act like animals, they act like freaks, so stay away from them if possible.
I mean, he's not wrong, and trusting the wrong person could definitely get his daughter killed, so I don't blame him for saying any of that.
Humans will give me AIDS?
Rabies, diabetes, they hate you. But he's a good dad that's kind to her, especially when he's not so nice to others.
It's ready, sir.
Shut up, slave.
Oh, he's pretty much like Kim Jong-un and his daughter.
Anyway, dude builds a dope-ass giant castle because he's hella rich. Well, he should be, because he's had centuries to make money and build wealth, and he's warned don't start any fires if you don't want any humans discovering your crib. Now, fast forward to present day, and why are they using fonts that make it look like this was made by iMovie?
What in the low quality?
Even AI could make a better font. So we're introduced to all sorts of monsters as Dracula uses his castle as a hotel for them, like a safe haven away from humans.
Then he give out the red envelope like he the Chinese at Chinese New Year. I have daddy issues.
Zbrokey slave? Yes.
A furry took a massive dump. Boy, why are you exposing me?
Yo, look at the janitor's face.
Oh, he wants to die.
And wait, why do these monsters even need jobs anyway? Like, look at this knight, for example.
It clearly doesn't need food or shelter, so then why work? Like, let's say the knight makes money. What is the knight going to use money for? Like, it's dead.
Rip my cape and I'll skin you alive.
Maybe they have a monster economy going on or something, I guess. But that's the only explanation, right? Like, I would not put it behind me. Like, these monsters are very, very intelligent. They are very, very smart. So I would not put it past me if they have a monster economy. Maybe they have like monster dollars.
For my next cape,
I'll be a fur coat.
Now Dracula hires witches for housekeeping, and when they need to get rid of the piss stains, this happens.
Oh yeah? Wow!
Now maybe it's just me, but this sponge is getting way too excited to be sucking up piss.
This sponge is very sus.
Then we meet Dracula's besties, which are Frankenstein, then this werewolf who can't stop having kids and doesn't pull out, so we'll call him Zero Vasectomy. Then there's this invisible pervert with his Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, and Big Boy Sand Mummy. Then Frankie pulls a prank on Sand Mummy, and hey, yo, why are the little kids playing with his booty cheeks?
That wasn't me, Sandhuz.
And to celebrate his daughter's 118th birthday, he continues to talk shit about humans.
Look, even men can get pregnant now, blah blah blah. This man over here is going to give birth to triplets, and when they give birth, even babies get so fat they can get pregnant too.
I feel like he was mainly roasting American humans because it is so difficult. In most of the world, people are usually thin. Yeah.
And we're introduced to Mavis, who's 118 years.
Now, I'm gonna say, I am someone who grew up watching this movie. I watched Hotel Transylvania 1, 2, 3, the 4, the little mini small movie where becomes humans, stuff like that. I enjoyed every single time of it, and I love Mavis as a character, and appearance wise, like, goddamn, bro.
Yeah.
I also like she was one of my first crushes, so I admit that. Gods, call me up, hit me up.
Is old, and we're told she's never stepped foot outside of the castle, ever.
Really? You never sneaked out of the house, not even during your teenage years, not even once? Really? I find that very difficult to believe.
You like witch huzz?
Girl, you don't like your musty Hulk looking ass? So Dracula pulls up and tells Mavis she can finally go out and see the humans just like he promised for her 118th birthday.
Aha! Wait, what?
So you can finally get AIDS from humans.
Thanks, Daddy.
And turns out the real reason she wanted to go outside is that she can meet somebody her age and plan to go to Hawaii because that's where Dracula and his wife met and fell in love and zinged.
Bro, she's literally like me. I heard my grandma's love story, and I wanted that for a long time. But now that I've grown up, I realized that my grandma's love story isn't really that lovely. It is a love story, but it's not that lovely, and it's not like she was the happiest one. Because there was obviously, my grandfather cheated on my grandma. Yeah, so like I was thinking of something like, oh yeah, until like I was thinking like, oh, pure romance, first love, let's be together until the ends of times. And I guess it was kind of true because they did stay together until the ends of times, until the ends of my grandpa's times, because he ended up getting into an accident and eventually died first, leaving my grandma alone. And obviously, classic couple, my grandma was just wondering and asking herself why would he do that to her and everything, because just basically if my grandpa was dying on the bed because of his injuries, he was now being like, my grandma was doing the emotional damage, and I don't blame her. But yeah, like, she's just like me, like, and that's usually what happens, like, it does happen, you listen to that older family member's love story and you want that for yourself. You want that, like damn.
Long story short, she's trying to find love because
She lonely and horny.
But there's so many monsters at this hotel though, so you're telling me for over a century Mavis couldn't even find a single monster her age?
That's just
that's
depressing.
unreasonable.
No wonder she horny.
So Drac tells her there's a human
That's like me too. Like, I am fucking 19 years old, and I have plenty of crushes, but I have yet to meet a girl that wants me. And well, part of that reason is because one, I don't want to hit up a girl and end up ruining my life, my social life, because I'm gonna get exposed or whatever. But also because even if I had a girlfriend, it's like I don't have the money for it. Because being in a relationship means going out, means dating, and in this economy, brother, it's super expensive. Like, go to the mall, movie theaters, eating at a nice little restaurant, or even just eating at fast food, eating outside. It's just like super expensive. You need money, and also like you need to buy gifts. And we are a very materialistic society. And what's a girl gonna have? What like, it's her birthday, what do you get? Everyone gets her like her exes got her a Louis Vuitton, a Gucci, a Chanel, a Hello Kitty, Disney. I can barely get her a Temu bag.
town nearby and she can check it out for a bit, so she thanks her daddy, and despite being warned by others humans are super dangerous, she goes,
Bye, losers. I'm trying to get pregnant with a human man.
but turns out Drac was faking that shit, and he does not want Mavis to interact with humans ever. And this dude is so controlling, he creates his own fake human town to try and trick Mavis into believing humans are evil, crazy people that only wants to kill her.
That is a control freak.
Hi, humans.
Yo, did she just say hi humans? Like, I know
That's
this is your first
weird.
interaction with them, but are you just trying to let everyone know that you're not a human?
Like, imagine you were just chilling in public and then some random pulls up on you and just goes, "Hi, human."
That would be hella weird. It would be like, are you high or something? Are you from another planet? Are you from Mars? And it would be really, really, really super weird, like, if it was someone from a different race, like, because like that, I'm sorry, I just can't help but think about it, like, imagine someone said, man, I don't know if I can even say it. I'm gonna go with my skin color, because it's an in-group joke kind of thing. Doesn't get used a lot because like most people don't really use that term, like people like, so it's like, hi brownie boy, or in my case, because I have better like and a bunch of other things, like they might call me hi Oreo boy, or brownie Oreo boy, brownie boy with fudge on the side, or something like that. Like, that would be hella weird, bro. Like, what do you mean? Or just height alone. "Hi, shorty." That's mocking. Now that's just mocking. And I'm short, but I have a friend in my home country that's even shorter than me, bro. But I mean, I also have a classmate that is also like, she is shorter than me as well. So I'm like, well, I may be short, but I'm not that short.
Hello, human. You just be like, that's weird. What a weirdo.
But yeah, these fake humans are poorly made, can't even talk properly, and walk like zombies trying to kill Mavis.
So which one are you trying to give me AIDS?
And the fake humans are so badly built, Drac himself has to step in and fix one of them.
I'm horny.
And when the fake humans start sabotaging each other, burning in fire, Drac think it's over, going, ain't no way anyone falling for this shit.
Yeah, nobody's doing, like, you gotta be fucking, like, you gotta have graduated from the same university as those British cops to literally just completely pull off this stunt and believe everyone's gonna believe it.
I fail. But Mavis goes,
Dad was right.
and gets radicalized that all humans hate vampires and want to kill them, making her never want to interact with humans ever again.
Completely
It
radicalized.
worked. Oh, look at his toxic, controlling,
Damn.
manipulative ass face. He's so happy.
Fun fact, when I was little and I first immigrated to New Zealand, my mom told me don't
New
go near
Zealand?
Pacific Islanders or they're gonna eat you.
Like,
I
what?
know that her intentions was that she wanted to keep me safe and not get too comfortable around strangers.
Yeah.
But looking back, I'm just like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
that's how.
so racist.
Yeah.
And that's what Drac is doing, making Mavis not want to interact with humans to keep her safe by
Being the racist. Slaves, I know I
Yep.
don't pay you, but do better. And you, stop stealing the doll so you can goon to it. The doll does not need your goon juice.
Then his toxic ass pulls up on Mavis like,
Oh my gosh, how is it?
humans are terrible.
What? That's crazy.
That's
I'ma keep
crazy.
pretending I didn't do shit.
You must have been so scared. Sorry I doubted you. I'll never leave here again.
Damn, he even got her
Bro.
to apologize when dude was in the wrong.
Oh, he the
Damn.
D1 manipulator.
So now that she's deceived, he decides to become her source
Ugh.
of comfort so that she sees him more favorably and rely on him more. And just when bro had everything going according to plan, a human shows up to his hotel and dude starts crashing out. So we're introduced to the
Ginger Johnny.
who was able to find the hotel thanks to the fire caused earlier and by following Drac's slaves. Wait. So
Damn.
this dude saw dead zombies on fire and he's just chilling going, oh cool, I love
Oh yeah, if this was a horror movie, he would be the first one out. And also, bro has zero survival instincts. He will literally, like, you take this guy to, like, the Amazon forest. No, you take this guy to Australia. He's just a beautiful, majestic spider on his house. First thing he does is try and touch it. Gets bitten, boom. Natural selection. But then again, this guy could very well be Australian. But no, Johnny is American, unfortunately. Because if he was Australian, it would be perfect sense, you know. Because if you're Australian, you're like, you start life on hard mode. No, you start life on hell mode. And so, like, at that point, you're used to danger. A zombie, that just spices things up in your daily life.
seeing monsters on fire. That's totally normal.
Let me follow it.
And Drac was clearly warned that starting a fire could absolutely make this happen, so he tries to undo his karma and tries to get rid of Johnny, but afraid his monster guest will see him, he decides to hide him instead and
Puts the ginger in the closet. Give me your money. Oh,
Ew.
yeah, Johnny is the
Musty, stanky ass conformed.
So Drac does the whole technology, what is this cliche? Cause his ass hasn't seen humans since 1895, so he
Oh,
plays some
damn.
music.
My son's so dumb, my son's so
No.
dumb.
Hey, it's a cat.
I wonder if Hotel Transylvania was made today. Like, what would they have? Brain rot? Oh my god! like literally, I can picture Dracula being like, what the fuck is a tra-la-little tra-la-la? What is a dun-dun-dun-za? What is a ballerina cappuccina? What is this? What is a 6'7"? I don't even know what a 6'9" is. I can only picture Dracula being like so lost. Like, it's crazy. He would like, his first shocker is technology, then memes. And God, bro, like, these movies were made in the era of memes, bro. Like, back when YouTube was the golden, back when YouTube was golden days, back when you had like 10-minute videos, you didn't have all these, like, you know, you didn't have any sort of gamer, what's it, Elsagate or whatever. Like, there was like, worrying about kids, like, YouTube back then. Kids on this platform, get them out of here. They don't belong here. This is only for grown-ups. We're only having fun in here. This is like a club, so you gotta be old So like that was like back then, like, you know, with the memes, with the jokes, and obviously, you know, the social media much later on with, like, you know, trends and everything. So like, so now you're gonna have, like, with Dracula, you're gonna have like the brain rot shocker as well, you know, like aside from the meme shocker, you have brain rot. What is the skibidi toilet?
Catchy song. Then Drax says he can't kill him because he'll set monsters back hundreds of years, which is equivalent of an Asian eating a dog. So he makes Johnny disguise as
He's like, I can kill him. He's aware, bro. That's like, you know, that it sounds so funny because like I watched this black YouTuber guy, and whenever he reacts to, you know, other black people acting very badly, acting, you know, like doing crimes or anything, he's like, this is like, you people are setting us back hundreds of years. Like, that's why I find it so funny, bro. It's like, it's a meta joke. Like, unless you've heard someone said this about their own group, it's like, it's so funny, you know. It's a meta joke that you really, like, you gotta know someone, like, bro.
a monster instead.
Why not just turn his ass into a vampire instead? It saves you time and effort, and
True, just bite him in the neck. But maybe, just maybe, Dracula thinks biting a guy on the neck as a guy is kind of gay. So maybe Dracula has standards when it comes to what kind of neck he wants to have. You know, he wants to bite like.
and energy.
But maybe, you know, that would be like unconsensual. Like, I did not consent to being turned into a vampire. Like, what do you mean you're not consented to it? Sure, you could burn on the sun. Like, sure, you could burn on the sun. You literally would. That would mean that you cannot live on. You can no longer have a vacation. You can no longer live on the daylight. But like, buddy, just use some sunscreen and you're fine. Stay in the shadows and you're fine. And you're gonna be mortal. Like, if you're a broke boy...
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
If you're a broke boy, you can literally be immortal and just play on the stock and you're gonna be fine, bro. Or you can have so much... You can do so much things if you were immortal.
And also, last time I checked, there's only 2 of y'all left. So it's just you and your daughter as the only last 2 vampires. So
True.
Wouldn't you want to make more to ensure the survival of your species? So just turn his ass into a vampire.
Yeah.
Then we meet this tiny ass chef and his rat.
Well, I mean, this is... I'm assuming that Casey did not watch Transylvania 2 and 3 because in 2, Mavis had a kid with Johnny, so there's another vampire, half vampire, but still something, you know. And then the grandpa is alive, so that's another vampire. So we have 2 Ongs, 1 young girl, and 1 kid, or I guess a half, because, you know, he's a half breed. But like, I don't know.
Rat snitches there's a human here. Don't be absurd. Yeet. And while Drax distracted, Johnny finds out the monsters are real. So cool. Boy,
Oh,
how dare you stop
damn.
feeling inside of me, you perv. Wait a minute, your ass deadass saw zombies on fire, but talking skeletons is where you draw the line and go,
What?
oh, it's real?
So the ginger boy start freaking out and dude ends up thrown and lands on Mavis.
And they end up zinging, which means
Damn.
love at first sight. Now, the film doesn't say, but I hope a zing takes place because you actually find each other attractive. Because imagine if Mavis zinged with the most chopped dude that she clearly...
That would be so funny. Yeah, that's...
does not like, but now she's helplessly in love with him out of her own control. Anyway, Johnny's scared for his life and tries running away till he finds out Dracula's actually really chill and isn't gonna drink his blood or kill him. And I was just watching this like, bro, this dude is trying to run away and never come back here again, which is exactly what Dracula wanted, because Drac told Johnny he's chill, now Johnny wants to stay here and doesn't want to leave.
So this is Drax's fault. All he had to do was just
Yup.
pretend that he was gonna kill Johnny, and Johnny would have ran away. End of story.
then Drac turns into the
Yep.
Batman and takes Johnny away by flying.
But Mavis
But again, I could kind of understand why Johnny and why Dracula was hesitant, because, you know, here's the thing. Johnny is the type of guy who would go and tell his friends and family and everyone else. He would probably post on social media. So he would give away the location of where the monsters are hiding. And, well, it could lead to a genocide. And it would end really badly for both sides. You know, there would be severe losses. But ultimately, humans would win, monsters would perish, maybe some would try and hide and blend in with the humans, but it would be really possible. Like only vampires would do that. But again, that's about it.
Mavis pulls up and starts asking a bunch of questions, so Drac has to keep pretending Johnny's a monster and forces him to play along. Who's this Frankie Ginger? His name's Dead Freckles. And Drac introduces Johnny as a party planner that's around her age, which is a big mistake, because Drac is a control freak that plans everything by himself, so him hiring Johnny as a party planner already tells Mavis that this dude is worthy of her dad's respect, someone acknowledged to do a great job. And this will only make Mavis more attracted to Johnny. So Dracula is pretty much Johnny's wingman at this point.
You know your daughter wants someone or wants to be with someone around her age, and you're going to introduce Johnny and say, hey, he's around your age. You're just trying to get them together at that point.
And once Mavis is gone and out of the way, Drac decides to take Johnny through a different route, but all that does is just them seeing bugs getting cracked and a skeleton mommy who thinks they're purpose for seeing her bones.
What?
Hey, yo, Johnny looks a little bit too excited to see some bugs getting laid. Yeah, you just know he
Goons to National Geographic.
And
Damn,
also, this
that's
skeleton's
crazy.
hella overreacting. Like, girl, they're just bones. Ain't nobody but...
You're just bones. The only one finding you sexy is just another skeleton. That's it. Any normal monster. I'm sorry, but it's just not. No. That's just like, nope.
a dog getting aroused by some bones. So Drac fails to get rid of Johnny, and when he's distracted by his friends, that's when the Ginger and Mavis spend one-on-one time. So you're a goth e-girl? More like Discord Roblox kitty. I always wanted a goth mommy. My dad's friends goons to ASMR videos. And eventually Johnny's seen by all of Drac's friends, so Drac convinces them he's Frankenstein's long-lost cousin, and to prove dude is a legit party planner, Johnny introduces the monsters to modern music and gets them all hyped, which only makes Mavis get more attracted to him, and he even rizzes up the other monsters, making it even harder for Drac to get rid of Johnny. Then later, the monsters have to play.
Like, here's the thing, like, I don't know who owns Hotel Transylvania, but I feel like there is so much opportunity to make plenty of different scenarios with Hotel Transylvania. Like, sure, it's the movie centers around the Hotel Transylvania, but like, wouldn't it be nicer if maybe, you know, you have some actual interactions in the actual city? Because I liked it when, you know, Mavis was with Johnny in the human, visiting, you know, his parents and everything. So it would be really, really nice to see, you know, like, what if they're in New York, in the big square, especially for Halloween. Like, you could make it's Halloween on a movie. It's a Halloween night, and coincidentally, the monsters are out there and trying to see what people think and everything, and they're just out there just like normal, and they have a blast on New York or different parts of the world. Like, that would be really nice, but there is just a lot of potential, and I don't know what's going on. Like, I really feel like I think there was a work in progress with Hotel Transylvania, because, like, man, there's just so much. A graphic novel, Devival. Oh my god. But it's Sony. Hotel Transylvania 4, 2022. Oh, that one, yeah, I mean, I watched that one, but it's called Transformania. That one was quite alright, because, you know, it was literally just like the plot was literally like, oh, what if Johnny was a monster and Dracula human? Oh, well, what if the monsters were human and Johnny a monster? But Mavis, nothing happened to Mavis, and they were all in the jungle. I think it was in the Amazon, I think, actually. But it was kind of like bare bones. Like, I think it would have been much better if there were, like, you know, Halloween in New York, you know? Halloween in New York would have been much better. Like, yeah, but it was an alright movie. But I feel like it could have done way, way better. Or they could have had a plot that is much more interesting. Because, yeah, like, I mean, it is a 6 out of 10. It's not good. Like, I feel like at that point, it's like, that's not good. Obviously, the animation is great, and it's good to see that the family's fine. But if they're releasing, like, I feel like it would be a nice comeback. It would be a nice comeback, especially because, you know, just think about it. You have Toy Story with, you know, Toy Story 3 BN, like, I don't know when, but then they brought back with Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4, like, I don't know how long was it, but it was like the most hyped thing for every Toy Story fan. Because, you know, we all grew up watching that. And then Toy Story 5 that just released, I have yet to watch it, but I will watch it at some point. And it was so and it is like, you can see Toy Story 5 is literally, you know, like, they're trying to be modernizing, with the brain rot, like how toys are literally irrelevant. How toys are literally relevant, and they maybe have to adapt or just die or resign themselves to a life of being collected, or try to become like digitalized or something. But like I feel like some things could be done with Hotel Transylvania, especially given with Transformania, like how that ended. But I don't know, like some people obviously, they're like clickbaiting when they say it's 2029, 2026. Like honestly, like I feel like it could have been the classic duo. They're like the funniest duo ever in comedy. I don't know who this is though. Like she gives me the Wednesday vibes. Yeah, I feel like 3 was kind of interesting, because of Summer and the Bermuda Triangle. I feel like 3 was kind of cool, especially given with how like 2 was literally just meeting with the father. So I feel like 5 would definitely 4 or 5, it would definitely be a much more interesting. Like again, you're missing out. Like have them in the human realm, have them in the fucking New York, bro. New York Halloween, Japan Halloween. What if they, because most of these monsters are from like European mythology, right? What if we found, Japanese mythology, Chinese mythology, Chinese monsters, Japanese monsters, we have the Oni, we have the Jokai, I don't know. That would be a much more interesting plot, Hotel Transylvania, Tokyo Drift, or something like that, Tokyo Tower.
The games Drac wants to play on Mavis's birthday because dude's a control freak and they're playing boring ass games like Bingo, which are played in retirement homes, by the way. Yeah, dude's an old soul. But Johnny makes the party all lively and fun by introducing the scooter or just getting monsters to play at the pool.
What the? You're not supposed to have fun.
So he become the party pooper and closes the pool area.
But because Drac is still a chill guy, he makes sure Johnny doesn't die.
But Daddy, I don't want to leave. It's not fair.
Alright, I'm done being nice.
You will leave this place and be obsessed with old wrinkly Chinese ladies, blah blah blah.
But wrinkles suit you, since you're old. Then Drac fails to use his powers to erase Johnny's memory because he's wearing contact lenses, so when Johnny tries to help and comply to take them out, he's like, stop, ew, no! And this is exactly why Johnny not leaving is also Drac's fault, because dude's trying to help out to actually forget his own memories, and Drac's just literally like, that's disgusting.
Now I don't want to anymore.
So instead he resorts to violence, saying he's gonna kill him, but Johnny knows dude's just bluffing.
I'm sorry, Dracula Daddy.
And Mavis is like, wait, he's submissive?
Oh, I like him more now. Hey, follow me.
But I'll die.
I'll dress up as a fairy.
Okay, so why don't you travel the world?
Because humans will rip my face.
No. Now, Mavis meeting Johnny was the worst case scenario for Drac because Johnny easily undoes all the humans are evil brainwashing in one 3-minute conversation.
Ow.
Loser.
I don't like the sun. Just like the Asian. Then Johnny shows her his wrist and makes sure she gets to see the sunrise for the first time without getting burnt.
And look at his face. Oh, you know what you're doing, you
naughty boy.
Meanwhile, Frankenstein comments Mavis and Johnny look good together, and Drax says Mavis can never date someone like his kind. The hell? What's wrong with Frankenstein's, you racist?
I meant it's because he's the ginger with freckles.
Dracula actually says this, by the way. He says, oh, it's because he has curly brown hair. Pretty much implying he's making fun of the ginger.
And hey, yo, look at Frankenstein's belly.
Oh, that boy is pregnant.
That belly is the kind of belly that my family thinks I have. And they're not wrong. I am quite fat. I have literally fucking stretch marks.
Then Johnny uses physical intimacy to get closer with Mavis, but he ends up falling and lets Drac know he ain't leaving. So later, Drac gets Johnny to do some slave work, but because Johnny's terrible at it, bro just says, I'll do it myself, and yeets his ass to the corner for a timeout. But getting intrigued by flying tables, Johnny tempts Drac's ass into chasing him, and so he does. And they end up bonding, having a great time, making Drac have the most fun he's ever had in centuries. Meanwhile, this tiny chef is now convinced there's a human in the hotel and tries to find and eat him. And turns out Johnny and Drac just start getting along so well, they're practically besties, but
yeah, I mean, come on, like, literally, it's a guy, it's a young guy with another guy energy, And also, like, again, we're talking about Dracula, like, just think about it. That's like someone that's used to being all fancy, all high and mighty, all manners and etiquette, and then you have someone from the street who's more chill, laid back, no problems and everything. And so obviously it's like that's gonna be like, oh, what a relief, I can finally let go, I can finally feel free.
Once the fun stops, Johnny goes missing, and that's when Drac tries to find him, but he finds out Mavis got a crush on him instead.
Have you seen Johnny?
Wait. You like the ginger?
I mean, just look at his freckles. It's so adorable.
And that's when Dracula knew.
His daughter gon' get cracked.
Why can't you just date a good Christian monster?
Oxford study.
And turns out the tiny chef did take Johnny, but
Damn.
whoa.
What the
whoa.
fuck?
Your wife?
Yeah, back then, now that I realize, I don't know what was with the animation industry back then, at least in the West or in the US, but they were obsessed with butts, ass cheeks, and they just recently stopped because, you know, things became more sanitized, things are more family friendly. So that the kids watching Coco Melon can watch without their parents getting mad. But yeah, like back then, if you were a kid, you saw butt cheeks, you were laughing. You were literally, oh my god, that's so funny. That's like hearing fart sounds and literally thinking it's funny, when it really is not. Now, it may probably just be funny because it is so stupid, but you didn't really find that funny. But obviously nowadays, people beginning to everything that, you know, people are like, yeah, like we can't be joking like this. So I don't know what memes they have nowadays. I don't think they even have memes nowadays. Most of the things is now like it's about pronouns, brain rot or something. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't watched any animation, any kids show ever. Like the last kids show I watched as a kid was I think it was The Loud House. Like it is a kids, well, it's a teen show, but it's still pretty much meant for kids. Given how you're in the perspective of like a teenager guy. But yeah, like that's about the closest kids show I've ever watched. But now as a grown up, you now start to understand certain jokes. God damn, bro, the kids shows of the 90s are crazy. But the early 2000s is also very good. Like, you know, back then you had like the serious guy, you know, the serious era with the Teen Titans. Again, you know, back when being a teen actually meant being mature. Now being a teen means memes basically. And I don't know why am I pausing on this frame?
His cheeks mad plump. So Plump Cheeks try to cook and eat Johnny's ass, but Drac pulls up and takes him away, so Big Booty starts snitching, trying to tell everyone, but Drac's like, man, shut your juicy plump ass up, and freezes him. And what's funny is there was a witness who saw the whole thing, and he just decides to shove a finger up Big Cheeks' nose.
Man, Drac is actually a good dude, because if he wanted to, Johnny could have easily died, but instead, Drac still chose to save him anyway. So I think that makes him a good dude.
Then Drac shows Johnny a picture of his wife.
Wow, I know that vampire fine shit. Legends say she had the best life ever, like loving husband, beautiful kid, but they all tragically died in a fire. It's a sad love story. The legend is
Wrong. Something wrong.
So Drac reveals that is her wife, and only she had died. And she didn't die from no fire, but was killed by a group of people who just straight up murdered her. And that is why he made the hotel and stops Mavis from interacting with humans, because he just wants to keep.
And I think there was also a plot twist, I think, that the mom was actually human or something. No, she was not a human, was she? I don't remember. I'm literally, it has to be a vampire, because if it was a human, that's like, but I could also believe that, you know, like, what do you mean a human with a monster? Unforgivable. That is only the work of a demon. Let's burn them. She's a witch. I could believe that, you know, back then times were crazy.
Keep her safe. But yo, how did Drac not turn into a villain? Because if that was me and my wife was
that would be immediately like genocide at that point. Like that would be that would create the legends of a vampire feasting on humans.
Murdered, I'm creating my own vampire army and just killing all the humans. I don't care. But when Johnny says humans are chill now and that we ain't like that anymore, that's when Drac asks him if they come out of hiding, will every human accept them? And that's when Johnny goes speechless and agrees that he will leave.
No, stay for the party or else Mavis gonna be upset.
So Johnny agrees and promises to leave after the party, then they start bantering and vibing again.
Then we see the werewolf NPC who can't sleep because he has
Should have pulled out, buddy. Should have used the rubber. Should have used the rubber, man.
too many kids lah.
Well, if this isn't the
Bro's literally from the third world.
consequences of Bro's own actions. And isn't his wife pregnant as well?
Yep.
Maybe you should stop pulling out, Mr. Werewolf.
Then the party
You need to
begins.
stop,
Johnny
bro.
somehow makes these pretty light things for Mavis despite being human, which is just propaganda in her face to go travel and meet
It is
humans, by the way. Like, yo, how did Drac approve of this? And that's when Mavis decides to start dancing and flirting with Johnny, so while Drac is busy dancing and losing aura, Mavis does what every girl does when they like a guy and want to flirt. She
Oh.
looks at him.
That's right.
Damn.
When a girl likes a guy, she's not gonna say some cheesy pickup line or say something outrageous to get his attention. No, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do this. I'm flirting, can't you tell?
I this is why we're so cooked as a society, bro. Yeah, because aside from the politics and the social stuff, it is literally the way our brain functions. Like, but I'm sorry, like, if you're looking at me and you're a girl, I am never going to guess that you're interested in me. I'm just gonna guess like, oh my god, do I have something on my face? Am I that chopped? Am I that ugly? That's why you're looking at me? Did I do something wrong? Do you want me to get out? Do you want me to leave the party or something? That's how I will react. No way, like, it's the last thing on my mind. The last thing on my mind, like, that's how low self-esteem I have. Is that if a girl talks to me, is having a good time with me, is looking at me, the last thing on my mind is that she wants something more than a friendship. Because a friendship, oh, normal, easy peasy, why not, right? But an actual relationship, actual interest in me, do you actually find me attractive? That's the last thing I find that's the last thing that's crossing my mind.
They're just gonna look at you.
Your daddy's gonna skin me alive. You're my new daddy.
Because
Then some night slave NPC snitches and Drac just crashes out. Your wise bro's eyes wide open like that.
Oh, he think he in the K-drama?
So Drac goes apeshit while Mavis is like, yeah, good shit.
Damn.
I want to explore and find myself. What? No, that is gross. I want to date a man from every city. Please, just meet a
Hell
good
no.
Christian boy. But they're boring.
Then Drac ends up revealing the human town she visited was fake, because he would rather trick her than for her to die like his wife. Then Big Booty
Damn.
Cheek snitches saying Drac brought a human into the hotel, and once Johnny's exposed, all the monster NPCs start crashing out.
But not Mavis, though. So you're human?
She's only
I'm
disappointed.
sorry.
I have a human fetish.
But despite having feelings for Mavis as well, Johnny remembers what he promised with Drac and decides it shouldn't continue. Vampires? Yuck. Ew. Can't believe your bad infected hands touch me. You know what's funny about this situation? If Drac just didn't interfere with Mavis's kiss, Johnny would have left the party anyway to
Yeah.
keep his agreement, and she would have
Yeah.
been heartbroken and hate humans. Meaning, if
Uh-huh.
Drac just didn't interfere, he would have got what he wanted and
Yeah.
not have to tell Mavis he lied. Anyway,
True.
Mavis is upset and sulks at the rooftop, and
Because again, never underestimate the hatred a woman or a girl will have for how horrible an ex treated her. Especially if it's the first time, you know. First ever boyfriend treats you like shit, that's it. You now become a feminist. You now completely hate all men. You look down on all of them. You think they're all lives. You think they're all the worst of the worst. You think they're all a waste of bread. You think they should not even exist. And I know I'm exaggerating, and I'm saying it just to be funny and to be dark and everything, but it is true. This could legitimately happen. He just kisses her, or well, she literally kisses the guy, and he just leaves without a word, without saying goodbye, and she's just gonna be like, he's a human, and he did me like this, so he just sees me as just a muse, as just a cute, sexy girl, and nothing more. I'm just a good time? I'm just a hit and run? Oh no, all humans are bad now. Or just human guys are bad.
that's when the dad shows up to rub it in her face that humans ain't shit. I told you so.
Can you
Oh
raise
my
my
God.
mind?
Oh. Yeah, things went dark pretty fast.
Yeah.
You just need to date good Christian boy.
Ew.
Then we see the present Mavis's mom planned to give her for her 118th birthday, which is that when her mom met Drac, she zinged. And you only zing once in your life, so when Mavis zings, she must cherish.
Think once in your life. So it's like the moment you two fall in love with one another, it only happens once. You know, I appreciate this. You know, I appreciate this because as unrealistic as it is, I don't want to ruin the illusion. Like, again, we have the Santa Claus is real illusion. We have the Halloween monsters are real illusion. We have the leprechaun illusion. We have the ghost illusions, the aliens illusions. Might as well have the romance illusion of, you know, you're gonna find your true love or stuff like that. So if it doesn't work, that's because it was never meant to be. It was never meant to work. And it was just something, a fleeting feeling, you know? So it's not your true love. When in reality, your true love will never exist, and it's just a figment of your imagination, and it's literally just something that's not real. It's something that will never happen, and the true love is literally the one who is gonna be there for you for the long time, no matter what, no matter how many highs, no matter how many lows, which is a hard thing to find. But again, to love is to give, and if you can't give, then you can't love. And so yeah, I appreciate this, to your sing will come to my love. But I think that's when the movie, like by the third movie, they literally had like Dracula sing with the human girl, and it was like, no way am I sinking again. And I liked how Dracula reacted, because that's how I would react. What do you mean? That's how I would react if I had a girlfriend and she just died. Like, I would be like, what do you mean? I feel like I am cheating on her. I know she's dead. I know it's been a long time, but I feel like I'm doing her dirty and wrong if I feel this way and I act upon these feelings. But but it's life. It's meant to be. And yeah, it's just what happens. That's how complicated human feelings are.
Cherish it.
I thought I zinged with Johnny, Dad.
The ginger?
But I was wrong. I hate old men, so I'm gonna listen to Sabrina Carpenter.
Then Drac, realizing he created a man-hater, he decides to try and undo his mistake. Meanwhile, the monsters are outraged there was a healer.
The ginger? But I was wrong. I hate old men, so I'm gonna listen to Sabrina Carpenter.
Then Drac...
Oh, classic.
Realizing he created a man-hater, he decides to try and undo his mistake. Meanwhile, the monsters are outraged there was a human in the hotel, but Drac's like, listen NPCs, Mavis and Johnny zing, so if you want to be more than an irrelevant character in the movie, now's your time to come help me. So his friends immediately stop being mad because group leader said so and decides to help group leader bring Johnny back. And on their way, they see a bunch of sheep, and what's dumb—
Those are real boys, by the way. Those are real homies. They're the ones that literally like, brother, are you flipping? You really are gonna allow this? But well, whatever you say. So we're with you either way.
Is that when Werewolf eats him, the rest of them start shaming him for eating meat, and I was just watching it like, what are you, a bunch of vegans?
Y'all know.
What are you? What are you? What do you mean? He just did what was in his nature. It's in his nature. He's a wolf. He's a wolf. It's like they probably work for PETA.
Ever tried the lamb chop? It tastes so good. Then later they discover the furry. What in the hell?
The furry.
Then they go into the—
Oh man, I have a new idea. Hotel Transylvania, Tyrian infestation. What do you mean you have another form of your furries? What's the difference between a furry and a Tyrian? What, a Tyrian is like an animal wannabe that acts like an animal? That's weird. And literally said by none other than Mr. Werewolf.
this monster festival where every person there practically idolizes them.
Even the sand fatty that has no riz.
Why you're gay playing dress up? Cause we are, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. So they decide to walk on foot, and I thought vampires die from the sun. But what, you're telling me all you needed this whole—
I myself thought that too. I thought that the moment they're exposed to the sun, they immediately turn to ashes. And that garlic was like, oh my god, garlic, no! And turn into ashes again. But no, you just need shadow, that's it. So it's just your average guy with zero defenses, with zero UV defenses, like it's just an albino with even more downgrades essentially. You're burning, bro. You're burning. But yeah, no, that never get burned, by the way. I always use sunscreen. I don't use it myself, but that's because I'm already cooked. Literally. My skin used to be a bit light skin. Now it's literally like caramel color. Like it's the tan color, you know? Like literally. So like, I mean, what can I do, you know? It is what it is. And I should use sunscreen, but I'm too lazy to do it. And I barely go out anyways. I don't have friends. I don't have a social life. I don't even like going to the beach. Like, what's the point of going to the beach? The water is cold. I don't want to touch cold water. I'd much rather be in a pool.
whole time was just a hat and you're chill, then Mavis absolutely should go traveling. Because there's too many people in the way, Frankie tries scaring them. Why aren't you scared of us?
Cause we wanna suck your toe.
Then this NPC Drac wannabe orders all the other wannabes to make way for Drac, and what's funny about this scene is we see lines and lines of Drac wannabes for miles all the way over there. And I'm just being
Damn.
honest, ain't no way there's anyone over there that heard anything that the NPC Drac wannabe said, cause dude had no mic or nothing.
True.
And eventually Drac finds Johnny, who's on a plane that's already taking off, so breaking the laws of
Damn.
physics, Drac flies faster than a plane and catches up to Johnny, but Johnny can't hear him.
Oh, Johnny's sad cause he couldn't get the
I mean, yeah, even if, I mean, that's why vampires are vampires. You know, they are known for super strength, super speed, immortality. Like, they're already breaking the laws of physics, you know? So, catching up to a plane, that's no problem. I mean, they already have super strength, bro. A vampire could actually take on a 6-foot muscular lumberjack. 100%. One punch. Really. Maybe two. But that's it, you know? And so yeah, like, it's not unexpected, you know? And also, because of their sun, you know, their sun, vampires burning in the sun, hybrids, you know, half vampires and half humans, who basically are just superhumans, you know, they have immortality, they have the ability to turn into a bat, they can fly, they have super strength, they can control, they're like, a human and a vampire is literally a superhuman. There is not a single defect, and the only defect that you could possibly have as a half vampire, half human is maybe the fact that you lose the ability to reproduce, because if you reproduce, you would be a threat. You could have your immortal army.
vamp pussy.
Yike. Whoa, I can't understand you.
Do you use dogs for kung fu?
You lick toes dipped in tiramisu? The Drac heads to the front of the plane and still somehow isn't dead from the sun. Then he brainwashes the pilot to turn the plane around and asks Johnny to forgive him.
I never wanted my daughter to get cracked, let alone by a human, but if she was to get cracked, I'd be thankful it was with you.
Just a
Damn.
reminder, by the way, that they've known each other for less than 2 days.
Maybe it's just me, but getting the parents' approval in less than 48 hours when you haven't even dated the girl you like
True.
is unheard of. That's crazy.
That is
Okay,
crazy.
folks, we'll now be flying back as the trip will be delayed for another 48 hours.
Ah.
And yo, look at the co-pilot's face. Bro's like, guess who's getting fired? Not me. Imagine studying and working your whole life, working your way up to finally become
Only
a
for
pilot
a
just to
vampire.
get fired because some vampire brainwashed you into turning the plane around. Poor guy. Then Drac
Crazy.
makes it back to Mavis's room, somehow still alive, and apologizes, then shows her Johnny.
But you hate me.
Nah, I'm just toxic like that.
So you actually do care?
Yeah, I was acting, or your dad would have cut my nuts off. Haha, what the f? So Mavis and Johnny kiss, and it's confirmed they'll get married, and the
Yeah.
movie ends with them dancing and Drac pulling the green
Which huzz?
Overall,
Damn.
I really enjoyed this film, and I actually never watched it until you guys recommended it to me in
How?
the comments. And yeah, man, the
How?
only thing I would disagree with in the film is the whole like when you zing, you only zing once in your
Yeah.
life. I know it's like, you know, a kid's movie and all,
Yeah.
but I think when it applies to real life, to anyone who's like stuck
Unrealistic.
up or like hung over
Yeah.
a person that, you know, you think you fumbled,
I
and you
used
thought
to
that
be
was your
like that.
person, or you're just sad that you feel like you haven't found your person, just know your person is still out there. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's never late to zing, or even if you thought you zinged, you can zing again. That's all I'll say.
Casey, I know you're watching this because I'm gonna tag you because I need to, you know, credit you as the author of this video. But yeah, like, you're gonna love the series. Watch Hotel Transylvania 2 and 3 for the love message, because that's when they actually become a bit more realistic, where, you know, no way, you can actually feel love again. No way, crazy. But yeah, that's what actually happened. For the fourth one, Transformania, I feel like that you should just watch that just for your own self-entertainment, because I don't know what things you could react from there, but if you did, you know, Inside Out 1, you did Inside Out 2, you can go and might as well, you know, do a Hotel Transylvania 2, 3, 4, like, you have, like, I mean, you're a content creator, you literally have some content to create, you know. The only downside is, of course, the copyright system, which I believe it's total bullshit. I think the current IP laws should be changed, because, like, what do you mean? Like, so what? Because again, so anyone is allowed to post about it on social media, but nobody is allowed to react upon it. Like how do you expect people? Like, it's one thing to to literally just upload the whole movie on the internet, which at that point it would just be piracy, and, you know, it would be punishable, right? And selling it, paywalling it, right? Or making profit out of the views. But it's a different thing to literally react to clips, certain portions, not the whole thing. And again, it is fair use. So the current IP laws, it's total bullshit. And it's, again, you know, that's why why I love Japan beating and destroying the shit out of the Western movie industry, because like, come on, what are you doing? Anyways,
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you recommending the film.
yep,
It's been your boy KC. And yeah.
yep. Go check his channel out. Like, I feel like I watched every single reaction video he ever made. Like, every single one. He does animation, he does actual real life movies, he does them in a funny way. Some of his videos get taken down because of copyright, which is bad and it's dumb. I really hate the copyright system. But yeah, like, go and subscribe to him, watch his funny reactions to the movies, his parodies. It's really, really good. And for those of you who are actually like OGs in the channel and have lurked around my channel, this is the same guy who did the US versus Korea bullying edition, you know? And obviously it's like totally like unheard of, because what do you mean? Because what do you mean by that? It's 3 years ago. That's when, you know, the guy was basically acting like YouTube, peak YouTube era, you know, like actually making memes, jokes and stuff like that, and stuff like that. So yeah, makes sense. But now he does more like parodies and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely go check him out. It's really, really funny, entertaining, definitely. And yeah, so we're gonna, and yeah, check him out.